Now, out of the Brit portion, it was the book of Luke, I believe, chapter 23, verses 1 through 10. We're going to dial in, and I'm going to show you guys, if we just begin to try to incorporate and understand priesthood, this whole thing from the fall in the garden is about a priesthood that covers. We just seen how we are uncovered, correct? Okay. Now, the whole story, it's a true story, it's a fact, right? It unfolds from a priesthood covering the two that fell. So if we can grab that concept and continue throughout the scriptures, we begin to see the big picture in Revelation chapter 22. Hello. Now we're going to exercise that this morning by looking at part of the portion that comes out of our Torah portions for this week, which was, I believe it was Luke 23, 1 through 10. We're just going to be looking at verses 1 through 4, and we're going to connect this directly to the covenant oath of the Malkitzedek Order. Directly connected to it. Luke 23, 1 through 4. And the entire assembly of them, having risen up, led him to Pilate. So here we see Yahshua, but there were some things that took place before he went to Pilate that we need to understand so that we can connect the dots here. And the entire assembly of them, having risen up, led him to Pilate and began to accuse him, saying, "We found this one perverting the nation and forbidding to pay taxes to Caesar." This is showing us that basically the whole governmental system of the land of Judea in the first century was Romanized. It had been taken over by the Khazars. Saying that he himself is Messiah, a sovereign, and Pilate asked him, saying, "Are you the sovereign of the Yahudim?" And answering him, he said, "You say it." You just said it. Yeah, what you said is true. Watch this. And Pilate said to the chief priests and the crowd, "I find no guilt in this man." Right there, Pilate consecrates this man not guilty. Out of his own mouth, Yahshua said, "It is as you say." And he said, "Well, I find no fault in him. He's sitting here telling me the truth. He's guiltless. Why do you want me to kill him?" Let's rewind the tape and see what led up to this point. Let's take a look at what took place leading up to this account. We're going to read Matthew chapter 26. Verses 62 through 65. This is prior to them leading him to Pilate. And the high priest stood up and said to him, "Have you no answer to make? What these do witness against you?" But Yahshua remained silent. So the high priest said to him, "I put you to oath." Many of you in the King Jimmy are going to see the word adjure there. Adjure, like is being on trial in a jury. "I put you to oath by the living Elohim, that you say to us, if you are the Messiah, the Son of Elohim." We're going to see what type of oath this imposter into the Levitical order put him under in front of the Sanhedrin. Yahshua said to him, notice once the high priest put him under this oath, he had to speak. He did not remain silent. Yahshua said to him, "You have said it." But that wasn't good enough. He was put under oath, and he had to answer himself. He said, you have said it, but now I must say it. Because he was put under a particular oath. Yahshua said to him, you have said it. Besides, I say. Being put under this oath makes you have to speak the truth in the presence of Elohim, our Maker. Besides, I say to you, from now you shall see the Son of Adam sitting at the right hand of the power and coming on the clouds of the Shamayim. Then the high priest tore his garment, saying, he has blasphemed. See, he didn't accept it. He said he lied, so therefore he declares him guilty. Then the high priest tore his garment, saying, he has blasphemed. Why do we need any more witnesses? See now, you have heard his blasphemy. So, at first we see he was being silent. Then he's put underneath this particular oath. Before he's led to Pilate, he has to be found guilty by the high priest, who was a Kassar. And at the same time, he had to speak the truth because he was put under this oath. Everybody in this room and everybody watching this via the internet, you must take this oath yourself. You have to take this oath. There's no if, ands, or buts about it in the presence of Elohim. We must speak the truth. All right. This word oath in the scriptures is in the English, most English version, adjure. And it's a Greek number 1488. And it means to exact an oath in the Greek. The polyglot takes this back to Genesis 24. See where it's taking you? Back to the beginning. Hallelujah. That's where this oath leads us. Genesis 24, 1 through 4. Look at this. Praise Yahweh. And Abraham was old, advanced in years, and Yahweh had blessed Abraham in every way. And Abraham said to the oldest servant of his house, who ruled over all that he had, please put your hand under my thigh. Now this may seem weird to a lot of guys today, but he puts him under oath. He put his hand under his thigh. I'm putting you under oath between me, you, and Elohim, that you will go and you will find the right bride for my son. That you will find the right bride for my son. I put you under oath. And the Levitical priesthood did not exist at this time. This is a Malkitzedek order. It's an order of the king or somebody who he has placed to rule over the body. We've got to put each other under oath and testify that we swear to find the bride for the son of Elohim. Please put your hand under my thigh so that I make you swear by Yahweh. See what he's saying? You're going to put your hand here. And we're going to swear by all of the seed that Yahweh said would come forth from my loins to bless the nations, that you will go find the right bride for my son. Because my son is the one who is going to produce the seed that will produce the seed that will produce the seed that will produce Miriam, that will produce the seed, Yahshua Messiah. If we don't do it this way under oath, then what happens? Then the seed can be accursed. So that I make you swear by Yahweh, the Elohim of the heavens and the Elohim of earth, that you do not take a wife for my son from the daughters of Canaanites among whom I dwell, but to go to my land and to my relatives and take a wife for my son, Yitzhak. He put him under oath, the same oath that Yahshua was put under. This word oath, we've came across this one in the past. Anybody who's been watching the Malkitzedek Corner videos, you know that we covered this extensively. And when it went back to this word, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. But he wasn't. Hallelujah. Yahweh is dead serious about this oath. It's Hebrew number 7650. Is that right? Yeah, 7650. Shabbat. That's where we get the word Shabbat. That's where we get this. Do you know where this first took place, everyone? On the seventh day of creation, Yahweh swore an oath to all of creation, and he brought Adam into the oath. Adam was originally pulled into the oath of the Malkitzedek Order. Hebrew 7650 is Shabbat, and it means to seven oneself, to swear, as to repeat a declaration 7 times, to be complete. He's bringing you into the Malkitzedek order. This was a Torot instituted in the Malkitzedek order on the 7th day of creation. It is binding one to swear the truth or answer to Elohim who enacted the oath. In other words, if you don't tell the truth and you don't do what you're instructed to do under this oath, Yahweh Elohim will judge you. It's his oath, because Yahweh is Melchizedek. Yahweh is Yahshua, our redemption, and he is the one who reestablished the Malkitzedek order. This is also used in Joshua chapter 6. So how many of us in the room know that Joshua and Yahshua have the same Hebrew name? This is very, very significant, everyone. Joshua chapter 6, verses 25 through 27. Look at this. This might sound familiar to some viewers out there in Missouri, because I think you've been studying about the walls of Jericho. Well, this is what happens right after the walls fell in Jericho. However, Yahshua kept alive Rahab the whore and her father's household and all that she had. And she dwelt in the midst of Israel to this day, because she hid the messengers whom Yahshua sent to spy out Jericho. And Yahshua warned. In our scriptures, guess what that is in the Jimmy? Adjured. There's our word. He put her and her household under oath. A woman who was an adulteress. Hello, assemblies. We committed adultery at Mount Sinai, did we not? You see the picture here? A whore and all of her household came into Israel. and was put under an oath by who? Yahshua. Praise Yahweh. And Yahushua warned, put them under oath at that time, saying, cursed is the man before Yahweh. See that? There it is. Cursed is the man before Yahweh who rises up and builds this city, Jericho, and he lays its foundation with his firstborn. You want to rebuild that place that we took you out of? It's going to cost you your firstborn. What is the Melchizedek priesthood? The firstborn priesthood. I don't think we understand the complexity behind this priesthood. To swear this oath sets you up to glean something so beautiful in the Messiah. But if you turn away from him and you rebuild those old walls from where he took you out of the world, he's going to curse you. And I believe, this is me speaking, that curse will be not taking part in the first resurrection. Tear the walls down. Brother Mitch, Brother Larry, sisters, tear the walls down and leave them down. Walk over them. Don't look back. Don't rebuild them. Let's push forward. It's an oath with our King. Cursed is the man before Yahweh who rises up and builds this city, Jericho. He lays its foundation with his firstborn, and with his youngest he sets up his gates. It's going to cost you the life of your seed. And Yahweh was with Yahushua, and a report about him was in all the land. What are they reporting about us, you guys? Oh, you know what they got going on out there, seekers of Yahweh? Teddy's just that mean old lower the boom type teacher. Oh no. Oh no, I love you. Make no mistake about it. I love all of you. But if you are not going to take this oath and you are not going to stay in covenant with Yah, this is not the place for you. You must go out of the camp. I'm sorry. And it hurts to have to do these things. But I must stay in covenant with my King. I'm doing you no good if I can't get you in the second resurrection. I'm absolutely doing you no justice, no tzedakah. I must implant the things that the Torah says to do in your mind, morally and ethically, to bring justice in the judicial order taken in oath with our Melchizedek. There is no ifs, ands, buts about it. Can we watch you grow and come? Yes, but you've got to be growing. If you're not growing, there's nothing to trim. If we're not trimming, you're definitely not growing. And if you're not growing and getting trimmed, then you're not going to bear any fruit. And it's my Father's will that you produce much fruit. I suggest everybody comes to Seekers of Yahweh Ministries for Sukkot and get a little bit of this. Let us sing, let us dance, let us rejoice during Yahweh's Moedim, but also let us grow. Let us receive a type of teaching that can cause us to be lifted up above and over the remnant of Jericho. Hallelujah. Concerning the oath, this is what we've seen in these two passages concerning Abraham and Yahushua ben Nun. This is showing us that in Abraham there was a servant sent out to bring back the bride for his son who would bear the continued seed of promise. he was placed under this same oath. Then in Yahshua ben Nun, there was a harlot and her family rescued when judgment was pronounced on Jericho. Then those who were rescued had the same oath pressed upon them as they were told not to rebuild the place of judgment. This is the same oath that we are under in the reestablished Malkitzedek order, because its roots are from the Melchizedek himself. So here's the question. Have we taken that oath? Now that we know what it is, and that taking that oath and executing Yahweh's word in the oath causes walls to come down, causes healings to spring forth, causing us to move on the trail and to step over all of these unrighteous things. He's taken the walls down. Are you going to take the oath? Hallelujah. So I do pray that the teaching from the Torah portions this week has brought fresh revelation to the table for all of you. I pray that it most of all glorified Yahweh our Elohim. And I also want to pray that not only does it glorify him, but that it bears much fruit for him. Hallelujah.